Hello dear friends, welcome to another lecture of strength of material, and today we are going to discuss about complex stresses, which is a very interesting topic in strength of material, and most of the students find this topic very confusing. But I'm going to tell you the entire concept, the entire theory behind complex stresses, and I'm going to explain all the methods in this complex stress from very basic, very easily, my friend. So you'll be able to solve any problem of complex stresses very easily using my methods. Now, those of you who are watching me for the first time, let me introduce myself. My name is Aprup Rao, MTech from IIT Kharagpur. My specialization was mechanical systems design. Then I was recruited by Mahindra and Mahindra automobile sector. I worked in their research and development center for 2 years as deputy manager in Mahindra Research Valley. It is the R&D center of Mahindra and Mahindra where the cars and the tractors of Mahindra are designed. So I worked there for 2 years and then I quit my job and I started teaching. I've been teaching for more than 6 years now. I've taught thousands of students preparing for GATE and engineering services, and I teach subjects related to design, strength of material, engineering mechanics, machine design, theory of machines. Because my specialization is in design, my 2 years of work experience is related to design. So that's why I teach subjects related to design so that I'll be able to practically connect them. Using the real life examples, I can explain these topics really very easily, my friend. Okay. All right. So I've been teaching strength of material from the very basics since lecture 1. If you watch all my lectures, I've been teaching strength of material from very basics. मैं पूरा का पूरा सिलेबस कवर कर रहा हूं हमारे चैनल पे. So if you like my videos, please hit the like button and share this with all your friends. And don't forget to subscribe our channels. On our Unacademy Gate ME YouTube channel, we have been posting live video lectures of all the subjects of mechanical engineering. आप कोई भी कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स की प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हो, गेट, engineering services, IPAT, SSC, JEE, anything, we have been posting videos related to those exams. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you will get the notification whenever we are live. And we have one more offering for you. In the description of the video, there is a link of our Telegram channel. Please follow that channel because we are going to post every study material, all the study material relevant to our tutorials, relevant to our lectures on that Telegram channel. So please don't forget to follow that channel also. The link is given in the description. Okay. Now we will start with today's lecture on complex stresses. Now complex stresses जो है वो बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर्स के लिए, और इस टॉपिक में काफी कंफ्यूजन रहता है स्टूडेंट्स को. बट टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस a few methods which will make all the problems of complex stresses very easy for you. ऐसे मेथड्स हम यहां डिस्कस करेंगे, ऐसे एग्जांपल्स हम कंसीडर करेंगे ताकि आपको कॉम्प्लेक्स स्ट्रेस का हर प्रॉब्लम जो है बहुत ही इजी लगे, बहुत आसानी से आप बना सके. सो आई एम गोइंग टू एक्सप्लेन द एंटायर थ्योरी एंड देन वी विल सॉल्व सम न्यूमेरिकल एग्जांपल्स आल्सो. मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूं कि मैं ज्यादा से ज्यादा एग्जांपल जो है वो गेट के और इंजीनियरिंग सर्विसेज के लूं ताकि आपको एक आइडिया हो कि ये जो टॉपिक हम पढ़ रहे हैं इससे आप किस तरीके के क्वेश्चंस जो है एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं. व्हाट काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम दीज टॉपिक्स इन योर एग्जाम. सो दैट्स व्हाई I try to take example directly from GATE and engineering services. Okay. Now, first of all, we need to understand what is complex stress. इससे पहले कि कॉम्प्लेक्स स्ट्रेस पढ़ना चालू करें, पहले तो ये समझ लेते हैं कॉम्प्लेक्स स्ट्रेस है क्या चीज. क्योंकि अगर आपको यही नहीं पता है कि आप क्या पढ़ने जा रहे हो, ये क्यों पढ़ने जा रहे हो, तब तक आपको ये चीज जो है इजीली समझ नहीं आएगी, आप कनेक्ट नहीं कर पाओगे. सो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू नो व्हाट आर यू गोइंग टू रीड, why are you going to read it, what is the meaning behind it. Okay, so that's why I always try to signify things. I always try to tell the significance of every topic. Okay, so let's understand what is the significance of complex stress. What is complex stress और ये strength of material में कहां fit होता है. Okay, all right. अगर किसी बॉडी पे, let's say a body is subjected to only one normal stress. Okay, let's say this is sigma x or only one shear stress. Let's say this is tau xy. We have covered already what is sigma x, what is sigma y, what is tau xy. Okay, ये जो notation हम use कर रहे हैं, we have already covered it in general state of stress, lecture 2, my friends. So if you want to understand them after this lecture ends, go to lecture 2, general state of stress. You will understand everything. Okay, what are these notations? You will understand. Okay, so if a body is only subjected to one sigma or one tau, then this condition is known as, my friend, simple stress condition. Okay, what is this? This is simple stress condition. Okay, we always calculate stresses on these planes, my friend. Whenever you calculate stress, any stress, my friend, what planes do you consider, my friend? I told you in general state of stress, whenever you need to calculate stress, we consider three mutually perpendicular planes. What planes, my friend? Let's say this is an element. Okay, let's say किसी बॉडी में आपको स्ट्रेस कैलकुलेट करना है. Let's say आपको एक सिलिंड्रिकल बॉडी में स्ट्रेस कैलकुलेट करना है. Okay, so what do you do, my friend? You consider a very small element from this body. Okay, this is that element. Okay, a cube. Okay, now कौन कौन से planes हम consider करते हैं? What are the planes that we consider, my friend? We consider xy plane, we consider yz plane, and we consider xz plane. Whenever we need to calculate stresses, we consider these three mutually perpendicular planes. Okay, there is stress on every plane, but we don't calculate stress on every plane. We calculate stress initially on three mutually perpendicular plane: xy, xz, and yz. Xy, xz, yz. Okay, but I told you that we don't have to consider triaxial stresses. We only have to consider biaxial stresses in our syllabus. हम अपने syllabus में सिर्फ biaxial stresses consider कर रहे हैं. Biaxial stress means we are considering stresses only on this plane and this plane, vertical plane and horizontal plane. So there will be stresses only in x direction and y direction. Okay, we are not considering stress on xy plane. Okay, we are not considering stress in xy plane, means z direction stress. We are considering that z direction stresses are zero. Okay, this is known as biaxial stress or plane stress. Okay, yeah, you can say 2D stress. Okay, now this was a simple stress where there was only one sigma and one tau. What is complex stress, my friend? If a body is subjected to more than one type of stress, let's say sigma x, there is sigma y, and there is tau xy. Let's say a body is subjected to all these, sigma x, sigma y, tau xy. Then this is known as what? Complex stress. So what is complex stress, my friend? Complex stress means there are more than one stress components acting in the body, sigma x, sigma y, tau xy. So this is a complex stress condition, my friend. Okay, now in case of simple stress, let's say there is only one sigma. In case of simple stress, if there is only one sigma, then this is sigma maximum. Right, this is sigma maximum, which we can easily calculate. Okay, whatever stresses we have calculated till now, all those were sigma x or sigma y or tau xy. For example, axial stress, sigma equals to p by a. Bending stress, sigma equals to my by I. Then shear stress, SAR by y bar by IB, and torsional stress, tau equals to TR by J. Till now we have seen these four stresses. Okay, what are these stresses? These are either sigma x or sigma y. What are these tau? These are tau xy. So we know how to calculate these stresses, sigma x, sigma y, tau xy. Okay, now if there is only one sigma, that is your sigma maximum. But if there are complex stresses, sigma x, sigma y, tau xy, everything is acting, then what will be your sigma maximum, my friend? Will this be sigma maximum? No. Will this be sigma maximum? No. Sigma will be maximum on some inclined plane, my friend. Sigma will be maximum on some inclined plane at an angle theta. Okay, on this plane there will be a sigma. On this plane there will be a sigma which will be maximum. Okay, so do you understand, my friend? Do you understand what we need to study in complex stress? Complex stress में पढ़ना क्या है? Complex stress means there is sigma x, there is sigma y, there is tau xy, and we can easily calculate them using these equations. इन equations से जो भी हम stress निकाल रहे हैं, that is sigma x, sigma y, or tau xy. Okay, but if there is complex stress condition, then it doesn't mean that this will be your sigma max or this will be your tau max. Sigma and tau can be maximum anywhere on this body, on this plane. It can be maximum on this plane, it can be maximum on this plane, it can be maximum on any plane. So my friends, what we need to study in complex stress, we need to study how to calculate stresses on inclined planes, my friend. Okay, so what is the topic in complex stress that we have to study? The first thing that we have to study is how we can calculate stresses on inclined plane. Finding these stresses we already know. Sigma x, sigma y, tau xy, ये कैसे निकलेगा? That we already know. Axial stress, bending stress, direct shear stress, torsional shear stress, all these equations we have, so we can find sigma x, sigma y, tau xy, right? But how to calculate stress on inclined plane, that we don't know. And why do we know? Why do we want to know this? Why do we need stresses on inclined plane? I told you, in case of complex stress, when sigma x, sigma y, tau xy, everything is acting, then stress can be maximum on any plane, my friend. Okay, so you should know how to calculate stress on inclined plane. Let me give you an example. Okay, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example and let me explain using that example. Okay, let's say you have a shaft. Okay, let's say you have a shaft, circular shaft, which is fixed at both the ends like this. Okay, fixed means it is supported at both the ends like this. It is like a simply support. It is subjected to torque. Okay, it is subjected to torque, and it is also subjected to a transverse load like this. Okay, now what will happen, my friend? What will happen in this shaft? There will be a torsional shear stress, tau equals to TR by J, and there will be a bending stress. Due to this load, this shaft is going to bend like this. Okay, sigma equals to My by I. And you can easily calculate these stresses. Okay, you can easily calculate these stresses. Now what these stresses will be? If you consider an element on the shaft, then this bending stress will be your sigma x. Okay, bending stress will be your sigma x, and this torsional stress will be your tau xy. Torsional stress will be your tau xy. Okay, so you know what is sigma x and you know what is tau xy. This you have already calculated. Let's say this value is 200 megapascal and let's say this value is 100 megapascal. This you calculated using what? Formula. You have the formula for bending stress, so you calculated 200 megapascal. You have the formula of torsional stress, you calculated it 100 megapascal. Okay, but let's say I am asking what is sigma max or what is tau max. Okay, now this is not your sigma max, this is just sigma x. This is not your tau max, this is just tau xy. Where will you get sigma max? Where will you get tau max? That you don't know. It can be on any plane. It can be on this plane, it can be on this plane, it can be on this plane, it can be on any plane at any angle. So if you want to calculate sigma max and tau max, what do you need to learn, my friend? If you want to calculate in this problem what is sigma max and what is tau max, what do you need to understand? You need to understand how we calculate stresses on inclined plane. So do you understand what we need to learn in complex stresses? How to calculate stress on inclined plane. This is our topic. Okay, we can calculate sigma x, we can calculate sigma y, we can calculate tau xy using direct formula. These are direct formula which gives us values of these stresses, sigma x, sigma y, tau xy. But we don't know how we can calculate stress on inclined plane. Okay, so let's see how to calculate stress on an inclined plane in case of complex stress. Okay, in case of complex stress, we need to know how to calculate stress on inclined plane. Okay, so this is our first topic today. How to find stresses on inclined planes. Okay, inclined planes are also known as oblique planes. Okay, inclined planes are also known as oblique planes. Okay, what does it mean? Let's say this is the element. Let's say this is the element then how to calculate stress on this plane or on this plane. Okay, these are inclined planes. Okay, now there are two methods of calculating stress on inclined plane. There are two methods which we can use to calculate stress on inclined plane. One is known as analytical method and one is known as graphical method. Okay, now first let's understand what is analytical, what is graphical. What is analytical method, my friend? Analytical method means nothing but using formula. What you have to do, you have to derive formula in order to calculate stresses on inclined plane using analytical method. What we will do, we will derive some formula and using that formula we will directly calculate stress on inclined plane. This is your analytical method. What is graphical method mean, my friends? Graphical method में हमको क्या करना है? Graphical method में we have to calculate stresses using Morse circle. Morse circle is a method which we use to calculate stresses on inclined plane using graph paper. Okay, graph paper use करके we can calculate stresses on inclined plane by Morse circle method. Okay, so we have two methods. We have analytical method, means derive the formula, and we have graphical method, means use Morse circle. I will explain both these method. I will explain both these method और यहां पे मैं जीरो से बेसिक से चालू करके आपको बताऊंगा कि फॉर्मूला कहां से डिराइव होता है, मोर सर्कल क्या होता है, मोर सर्कल कैसे ड्रॉ करते हैं. आई एम गोइंग टू कवर एवरीथिंग. ओके, आई एम गोइंग टू कवर एवरीथिंग. आई विल डिराइव द फॉर्मूला. आई विल टेल यू ये फॉर्मूला आ कहां से रहा है, फ्रॉम वेयर दिस फॉर्मूला इज कमिंग. आई विल टेल यू what is the logic behind Mohr circle, where Mohr circle is derived from. I will tell you how to draw the Mohr circle. Okay, so stay tuned till the end of this lecture, my friend. You are going to learn a lot of things today. Okay, and please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Okay, please don't forget to hit the like button. The like button is kind of a attendance for you. It is a way to mark your attendance. So hit the like button and mark your attendance, my friend. अभी के अभी हिट बटन, हिट द लाइक बटन और बताओ कौन कौन प्रेजेंट है. हिट द लाइक बटन राइट नाउ, माय फ्रेंड. ओके, नाउ फर्स्ट वी विल स्टार्ट विद द एनालिटिकल मेथड. ओके, एनालिटिकल मेथड पहले देख लेते हैं. पहले फॉर्मूला डिराइव कर लेते हैं क्योंकि हम सबका पसंदीदा मेथड एनालिटिकल मेथड ही होता है. हम सबको फॉर्मूले चाहिए होते हैं, सबको फॉर्मूले बहुत पसंद होते हैं. फॉर्मूला रटो, फॉर्मूले में वैल्यू डालो, आंसर निकालो. एंड दिस इज द मोस्ट इफेक्टिव वे, माय फ्रेंड. दिस इज द मोस्ट इफेक्टिव वे. जस्ट रिमेंबर द फॉर्मूला, पुट द वैल्यूज इन द फॉर्मूला एंड कैलकुलेट इट. बिकॉज ऑब्जेक्टिव प्रॉब्लम्स में इतना टाइम नहीं रहेगा दैट यू विल ड्रॉ द सर्कल, देन यू विल डिराइव द फॉर्मूला. You will not have that much time. Okay, so this is the most effective way to calculate stresses. Derive the formula and then just memorize the formula. Okay, so let's derive the formula for stresses on inclined plane. Okay, now initially in order to explain, I am not going to consider all the stresses. Okay, I am not going to consider all the stresses. I am not going to consider sigma x, sigma y and tau xy. Okay, मैक्सिमम कितने स्ट्रेसेस हो सकते हैं? मैक्सिमम देयर कैन बी 4 स्ट्रेसेस, सिग्मा एक्स, सिग्मा वाई, टाउ एक्स वाई, टाउ वाई एक्स. एंड वी नो दैट टाउ एक्स वाई एंड वाई एक्स both are equal. I have already explained this in general state of stress. If you don't know about it, look at the lecture number 2. Okay, after this lecture end, इस lecture के खत्म होने के बाद lecture 2 पे जाओ, complex stress strain समझो. वहां I have already explained tau xy and tau ix, why they are equal. This is known as what? This is known as complementary shear stress. Okay, so maximum we can have 4 stresses, but right now in order to explain the method I will only take sigma x and sigma y. Otherwise there will be too many stresses and you will get confused. Okay, so for understanding purpose let's consider only sigma x and sigma y. Okay, let's say right now there is no tau xy. Right now there is only sigma x and there is only sigma y. Okay, now my friend, we need to calculate the stress on this plane. Let's say we need to calculate the stress on this plane. This is the inclined plane or you can say oblique plane and this is the angle theta. Okay, let's say this is A, this is B, this is C. So our objective is to calculate the stress on this plane, on plane AC. Okay, we need the stress on plane AC. Now, what we are going to do? We are going to cut this body from this plane. इस बॉडी को AC प्लेन से कट कर लेते हैं. कट कर लो भाई साहब, कट कर लो, AC प्लेन से कट करो इसको and draw the diagram. Draw the diagram. AC plane से कट करो and draw the diagram. Draw the diagram, my friend. This is sigma x, this is sigma y. So this will be sigma x, this will be sigma y. Okay. Now what I want you to do is, I want you to calculate the stress on plane AC. So यहाँ पे दो stresses हो सकते हैं. We can get two stresses on plane AC. There will be a normal stress and there will be a shear stress. So let's say normal stress is sigma and shear stress is tau. Okay. Let's say on this plane AC, we are getting a normal stress and we are getting a shear stress. Okay. Normal stress is sigma, shear stress is tau. So we need to calculate these two things, sigma and tau. Okay. Now my friend, what we will do to calculate sigma and tau, we will use the equilibrium equation. We will use the equilibrium equation. This body is in equilibrium, right? So net force should be 0, right? Net force should be 0. So what we are going to do? We are going to calculate sigma and tau by using the equilibrium equation. Okay? अब यहाँ पे हम xy axis consider नहीं करेंगे. We are not going to consider xy axis. We are going to consider this new axis system. We are going to consider this new axis system. Let's say this is normal axis and this is tangential axis. Okay. So what will be our first equilibrium equation? Summation of Fn equals to 0. Okay. What will be the new first equilibrium equation? Summation of Fn equals to 0. Instead of x and y axis, instead of this axis system, I am considering this axis system. Doesn't matter. You can choose any coordinate system you want. Okay, so I am going to choose this coordinate system. This is normal axis to this plane. This is normal and this is parallel, means tangential. Okay, so the first equilibrium equation will be summation of Fn equals to 0. Now what you need to do, my friend? See, right now we have stresses, but we need forces, right? So how you will convert stress into force? What is stress, my friend? For example, what is stress? Force upon area. So what will be force, my friend? Stress into area, right? Stress will be force. Stress will be force into force will be stress into stress upon area. Stress into area. Sorry, stress will be force upon area. So force will be stress into area, right? So we have stresses, but we need forces. So how we will calculate forces? We will multiply area with the stress. Okay. So on which plane sigma x is acting? Sigma x is acting on this plane AB. Let's say the thickness of the plane is T. Okay, let's say the thickness of this is T. Okay, so what will be the area of this plane, my friend? AB into T, right? So this will become sigma x into AB into T. What will be this sigma y? This sigma y is acting on BC plane. So what will be the area, my friend? BC into T. Okay, and this sigma and tau both are acting on which plane? AC plane. This sigma and tau are acting on AC plane. So what will be the force here? It will become sigma into AC into T. This will become tau into AC into T. Do you understand what I am doing? समझ में आ रहा है क्या कर रहा हूं मैं? क्या कर रहे हैं हम? हमको यहाँ पे नेट फोर्स चाहिए. We need the net force, right? But यहाँ डायग्राम में क्या है? What are these values? These are stresses. So we have to convert stress into force, okay? Because we can't resolve stress. We can resolve forces, we can't resolve stresses, okay? So we have converted stress into force by multiplying area. I am assuming that the thickness is T. So I have multiplied area into these stresses, okay? Now, what will be the total force in normal direction, my friend? What will be the total force in normal direction? See, this force is how much? Sigma AC into T. This is in plus normal direction, okay, equal to these forces, okay. So what we are going to do? We are going to resolve these forces in this direction and this direction, okay. So right now sigma x is acting like this, resolve it like this, okay, and sigma y is acting like this, resolve it like this, okay. What will be this angle, my friend? This angle is theta. This angle is theta. Okay, this plane is making theta angle with vertical. So the normal of this plane will make theta with horizontal. So this will be theta. Okay, and this will be theta. This plane is making theta with vertical, so this will be theta. Okay, so this angle is theta, this angle is theta. Okay, so now what will be the normal component of sigma x? What will be this component, my friend? This will be cos theta, right? And what will be the normal component of sigma y? This will be sin theta, right? This will be cos theta component, this will be sin theta component. So I can write sigma x ab into t. Okay, and this is what? Cos theta component. Okay, this is making angle theta, so this will be cos theta, plus what will be this? Sigma y sin theta, right? This is the sin theta component, so it will be sigma y bc into t sin theta. This is your equation, my friend, right? This is your equation. What we are doing, total normal force should be equal to 0. So this force equals to this force. Okay, so this force was sigma into AC into T, and these two forces we have resolved sigma x and sigma y in normal component and tangential component. So normal component of sigma x is cos theta and sigma y is sin theta. Okay, now this T will be cancelled. What will be sigma, my friend? Sigma x into AB by AC, right? Sigma x into AB by AC. I take AC on this side, plus sigma y. Sorry, there will be a cos theta also, plus sigma y BC by AC. AC on this side into sin theta. This you are getting, my friend. I have cancelled T and I have put AC on this side, right side. Okay. Now look at this, my friend. Look at this. AB by AC. Look at this triangle, my friend. Look at this triangle. What will be AB by AC, my friend? What will be AB by AC? This will be sin theta, my friend. Sorry, this will be cos theta. AB by AC will be cos theta. So this will become sigma x cos square theta. What will be BC by AC, my friend? What will be BC by AC? What will be BC by AC? BC by AC will be sin theta. So this will become sin square theta, my friend. AB by AC will be cos theta. BC by AC will be sin theta. Okay. Now I can write cos square theta as 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2, and I can write sin square theta as 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2, right? Solve this equation and you will get this: sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 cos 2 theta. What is this, my friend? What is this? This is the formula of sigma at any angle theta. If there is sigma x and there is sigma y, then you can calculate sigma at any angle theta using this formula. एक formula derive हो गया, my friend. एक formula derive हो गया. Sigma will be equal to sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 cos 2 theta, my friend. This is the first formula we have successfully derived, my friend. What we did, my friend? We have applied equilibrium equation. Normal force, net normal force equal to 0. Look at this. Look at this procedure, my friend. This is just an explanation. You can use this procedure in any equation, any problem, my friend. Okay. So what we have done, we have converted stresses into forces and then we applied equilibrium equation and we got this. Okay. Now, my friend, this was one formula. This is one formula. Let's derive other formula. This time which formula we will derive? This time which formula we will derive? We will derive the formula for tau. Okay. So what equation we will use? Which equation we will use, my friend? Which equation we will use? कौन सी equation? कौन सी equation? किस direction में हमको equilibrium equation लगानी है? कौन सी direction? Tangential direction, right? We used for equilibrium equation in normal direction. Now use it in tangential direction. Okay. So what will be the force in tangential direction? This force is tau into AC into T equal to, now my friend, sigma x is in this direction, so this will become minus sigma x AC into T, and what will be this component, my friend? This will be the sine component, right? So this will be sine theta. sigma y is in this direction, so this will become plus sigma y bc into t. And what is this component, my friend? This is the cos component, right? So cos theta. Okay, so this is the net force in tangential direction. Now this t cancelled. AC put on right side. Sorry, this is AB. Okay, this is AB. This is AB. So put AC on the right side. What you will get? Minus of sigma x AB by AC sin theta plus sigma y BC by AC cos theta. Okay, this you are getting. Now, what will be AB by AC, my friend? AB by AC will be cos theta. So this will become sigma x cos theta sin theta, and BC by AC is sin theta. So this will become sigma y sin theta cos theta. Okay, what is sin theta cos theta, my friend? What is sin theta cos theta? I can write sin 2 theta by 2. I can write sin 2 theta by 2. So this will become minus sin. Let's take minus sin common. This will become sigma x minus sigma y by 2 sin 2 theta. Sin theta cos theta can be written as sin 2 theta by 2. So this will become the equation of tau, my friend. So I have derived the equation of sigma and I have derived the equation of tau, my friend, for this condition when there is sigma x and there is sigma y. Do you understand this process, my friend? Do you understand? If you understand, hit the like button, and if you have not understood, no problem, no problem. I will take another problem and I will explain this again. Okay, I will take another example and I will explain this again. This time, let's consider tau xy. Let's consider tau xy, my friend. Okay, no problem if you have not understood it. If you have any confusion, let's use this example, my friend. So there is tau xy and this is tau yx. अभी confusion avoid करने के लिए दोनों को अलग अलग ले लेते हैं. Okay, let's consider tau xy, tau yx separately. We know that these two should be equal. Okay, we know these two should be equal. Why? Because they are complementary of each other. Okay, they are complementary. So tau xy, tau yx should be equal. But right now, to avoid confusion, let's consider them separately. ठीक है, कोई दिक्कत ना हो, कोई कंफ्यूजन ना हो, इसलिए दोनों को अलग अलग ले रहे हैं. बाद में दोनों को एक कर देंगे. Now, what do you need to do? Cut this body from plane AC. इस एलिमेंट को AC से कट करो और डायग्राम ड्रॉ करो. So this is your plane AC. This is A, B, C. ये हो गया एंगल थीटा, right? Now, what are the stresses? This is your tau xy. If this is tau xy, this is also tau xy. If this is tau yx, this is also tau yx. So this is your tau xy and this is your tau yx. Okay. On this plane, we have to calculate normal stress and we have to calculate shear stress, right? We have to calculate normal stress, we have to calculate shear stress. Okay. Now what we will do? We will multiply these stresses with area in order to convert them into forces, because we need forces. You can't resolve stress, you can resolve forces. Okay. Now, if you multiply area, what you will get? Let's assume thickness is T. So what will be the area of this plane? Tau xy is acting on this plane. What will be the area, my friend? Tau xy into AB into T. What will be the area of this plane? BC into T. What will be the area of this plane? Plane AC. These sigma and tau are acting on plane AC. So what will be this area, my friend? This area will be AC into T. इतना समझ में आ गया? इतना समझ में आ गया? अगर समझ में आ गया तो ठोको ताली, my friend, ठोको ताली. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. अब आगे बढ़ते हैं. What we are going to do? We are going to apply equilibrium equation in these two directions, normal direction and tangential direction. So the first equilibrium equation, summation of Fn equals to 0. What you will get, my friend? What you will get? Resolve this sigma tau xy and tau yx. इन दोनों को रिजॉल्व कर देते हैं. इन दोनों को रिजॉल्व कर देते हैं. So this angle will be theta, right? This is the plane and this is vertical. So this angle will be theta and this is the plane. This is horizontal. So this will be the angle theta, right? Right? Okay. So ab what will be the net force in normal direction? This is sigma AC into T equal to, this is sigma AC into T. This will be equal to force in this direction. So what will be these two forces, my friend? This is the sine component of tau xy, right? This force will be the sine component of tau xy. So what you will get, my friend? Tau xy into AB into T sine theta, right? And this will be the cos component of tau yx. This will be the cos component of tau yx. So this will become plus tau yx into BC into T cos theta. इतना हो गया. Now T T T कैंसल, AC इस तरफ ले लेते हैं, क्या आ जाएगा? टाउ xy AB बाय AC sin थीटा प्लस टाउ yx BC by AC cos theta. Are you getting this? Very good, my friend. If you are getting this, very good, very good. You have to solve it on your own. Okay, you have to solve it on your own. Now, what will be AB by AC, my friend? What will be AB by AC? AB by AC will be cos theta, my friend. So this will become tau xy cos theta sin theta plus what will be BC by AC, my friend? Sin theta. So this will become plus tau xy. Sorry, tau yx sin theta cos theta, right? Now we know tau xy is equal to tau yx. We know tau xy is equal to tau x. So put tau yx equals to tau xy. Okay, put tau yx equals to tau xy. अब ये मत बोलना कि जब यही करना था तो tau xy और yx को अलग अलग क्यों लिया. इसीलिए लिया मेरे भाई ताकि तुमको कोई कंफ्यूजन ना हो. टू अवॉइड कंफ्यूजन आई टुक टाउ xy एंड yx सेपरेटली. इनिशियली आई टोल्ड यू दिस, पहले ही बोल दिया था कि टाउ xy yx विल बी इक्वल. यू कैन पुट देम इक्वल हियर आल्सो, यू कैन पुट देम इक्वल इनिशियली, बट in order to avoid confusion, which one is tau xy, which one is tau yx, which one is which, I considered them differently and in the end put them equal. नो प्रॉब्लम. तो अगर तुमको कोई कंफ्यूजन नहीं है तो पहले ही दोनों को इक्वल ले लो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, इक्वेशन वही बनेगी. सो टाउ xy एंड टाउ yx बोथ विल बी इक्वल. सो दिस विल बिकम 2 tau xy sin theta cos theta, 2 tau xy sin theta cos theta. And what is 2 sin theta cos theta? It is sin 2 theta. So we will get tau xy sin 2 theta. This is the equation of sigma if there is only tau xy. What is this condition, my friend? If there is only tau, I told you what is this condition. This is known as pure shear. This is known as pure shear. There is only shear, no normal stress. Okay, so in this case what will be sigma on any plane theta? It will be tau xy sin 2 theta. Okay, understood? Very good. Now we have to derive the equation of tau. So we will take forces in tangential direction. We will take forces in tangential direction, my friend. Okay, so take forces in tangential direction. Summation of F in tangential direction equal to 0. So what is this? This is tau AC into T equal to forces in this direction. Okay, so this will be the cos component of tau xy. So it will be tau xy into AB into T cos theta. और ये ऊपर जा रहा है, नेगेटिव ले लेंगे इसको. टाउ AC इंटू टी को इक्वेट कर रहे हैं तो इस वाले को नेगेटिव लेंगे, इसको पॉजिटिव ले लेंगे. तो ये हो जाएगा अपना क्या? माइनस टाउ yx BC इंटू टी. दिस विल बी द साइन कॉम्पोनेंट, साइन थीटा. ओके, नाउ T T T cancel. This will become tau xy AB by AC cos theta minus tau yx BC by AC sin theta. AB by AC हो गया cos theta. So this will become tau xy cos square theta and this will become tau yx sin square theta. Okay, and what is cos square theta minus sin square theta? Tau xy yx both will be equal, both will be equal. So this will be like this, tau xy cos square theta minus sin square theta. And what is cos square theta minus sin square theta, my friend? What is cos square theta minus sin square theta? 1 plus, sorry, cos square theta minus sin square theta is cos 2 theta by 2, right? Sorry, cos 2 theta by 2 भी नहीं होगा, cos 2 theta. So it will be tau xy cos 2 theta, right? Tau xy into cos square theta minus sin square theta, and this can be written as cos 2 theta. So tau, equation of tau is now tau xy cos 2 theta. So we have derived the equation of sigma, we have derived the equation of tau in two conditions. One, when there is only sigma x and there is only sigma y, and two, when there is tau xy and tau yx. Okay, so in दोनों condition में we have calculated the equation of sigma x, the equation of sigma y, my friend. Okay, sorry for the pause. Okay, now let's consider all the stresses together. Let's consider all the stresses together. Okay, this time I will consider all the stresses together. Sigma x, sigma y, tau xy, सबको एक साथ consider करते हैं. Let's consider all these stresses together. Okay, so let's say we have this stress condition. Let's say we have this stress condition, sigma x, sigma y and tau xy, all are acting together, my friend. Okay, so we have to consider this stress condition, but for this stress condition we will not derive the equation again. We will not derive the equation again. What we are going to do, my friend, let's say we need to find stress on this plane. Okay, oblique plane. Okay, let's say we need to find stress on this oblique plane. So we are not going to consider again every procedure. We are not going to repeat the entire procedure again. What we are going to do? We are going to use principle of superposition, my friend. We are going to use principle of superposition. Principle of superposition पहले ही पढ़ चुके हैं. What is principle of superposition? We can break these stresses. We can break these loadings. Okay. So right now there is sigma x, there is sigma y, there is tau xy. I can break it like this. I can break it like this. In one case, I will only consider sigma x and y, and in another case, I will consider tau xy. Okay. So I know the value of sigma and tau in this case, right? I know the value of sigma and tau in this case. I know the value of sigma and tau in this case, right? Sigma and tau on this plane. Okay. Sigma and tau on this plane at an angle theta. Okay. So what will be sigma, my friend? Sigma on any plane theta will be equal to, what was the equation in this case? We just derived it. We just derived it. What was the equation? Sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 cos 2 theta, right? This was the equation in this case. This was the equation in this case. What will be the equation of sigma in this case, my friend? It will be plus what will be the equation of sigma in this case? This case tau xy sin 2 theta, right? This was the equation, tau xy sin 2 theta. So this is your total sigma, right? In this case, what will be sigma? This is your sigma, my friend. On this plane, sigma is acting like this. Okay, so this is your sigma, sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 cos 2 theta plus tau xy sin 2 theta. And what will be the equation of tau, my friend? In this case, what was the equation of tau? Minus of sigma x minus sigma y by 2 sin 2 theta. And in this case, what was the equation? Plus tau xy cos 2 theta. So this is your equation of tau in this case, my friend. Okay, we have added the formula of this case and this case separately. Okay, so we have derived the equation of sigma and tau for the complete case, my friend, when there is sigma, when there is tau. Okay, so पूरे complete case में this is the equation. Please note this down, my friend. Please note this down. Please note this down. You have to memorize this equation, my friend. You have to memorize this equation. Okay, तुमको ये याद रखना है एग्जाम में. If there is any question from this concept, you have to directly apply these two formula. Okay, you have to directly apply these two formula. This is what analytical method means. Analytical method का यही तो फायदा है, आप एक बार फॉर्मूला डिराइव कर लो, उसके बाद आप उस इक्वेशन को किसी भी प्रॉब्लम के लिए यूज कर सकते हो. वी कैन यूज दिस इन एनी प्रॉब्लम माय फ्रेंड. ओके, नाउ if you remember this formula, if you remember this formula, then whenever you want to use this formula, you need to know when sigma x, sigma y, tau xy and theta will be positive and when they will be negative. This is a very important thing my friend. Most of the students make mistake in this. आपने सुना होगा स्टूडेंट से silly mistake हो गई, silly mistake हो गई. Why they make silly mistakes? Because of these silly reasons. If you remember the formula but you don't know when sigma and tau will be positive, when they will be negative, then there is no point. कोई फायदा नहीं है फॉर्मूला रटने का if you don't know when they will be positive and then they will be negative. Okay, so it is very important to know when sigma and tau will be positive, when they will be negative. Okay, so let's understand the sign convention. Okay, let's understand the sign convention, and it is very important because if you know the entire equation but you don't know when the sigma and tau will be positive, when it will be negative, then no point. Okay, you will make mistake and your 2 marks will be gone just like that. So we first need to understand what is the sign convention. So what will be the sign convention of sigma? Sign convention of sigma is very easy my friend. sigma का sign convention universal sign convention है, पहले दिन से ही हम देख रहे हैं. What is the sign convention my friend? Tensile force means positive, compressive force means negative. In case of sigma, tension means positive, compression means negative, right? So this is the sign convention of sigma my friend. Note this down, note this down, very important thing. Just remembering the formula will have no significance if you don't know the sign convention, means you will never be able to solve the problem. Okay, so this is the sign convention of sigma. Next we will see sign convention of tau. Okay, so sign convention of tau I have already explained in case of complex general state of stress in the lecture of general state of stress. This is that is the second lecture, general state of stress. I explained what is the sign convention of tau. Okay, but I will repeat it again. I will repeat it again. I will repeat the sign convention of tau again. Okay, ध्यान से देखना, थोड़ा सा उलझाने वाली चीज है, थोड़ा उलझाने वाली चीज है. सो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड इट प्रॉपरली. ओके, सी वी हैव दिस 4 प्लेन्स राइट नाउ, राइट? वैसे तो 6 प्लेन्स होते हैं इन अ क्यूबिक एलिमेंट. इन अ क्यूबिक एलिमेंट देयर आर 6 प्लेन्स, 1 2 3 4 5 6, but we are ignoring this plane, z plane, right? We are ignoring the xy plane, this plane and this plane. So we have 4 planes right now, 2 vertical and 2 horizontal, right? Now out of these four, this plane, this vertical plane is a positive plane. This is a positive plane. Why this is a positive plane? Because इसका जो normal axis है वो plus x direction में, normal axis of this plane is in plus x direction. Okay, and normal axis of this plane is in minus x direction. So this plane is a positive plane. Do you understand it? This plane is a positive plane and this plane is a negative plane. Okay, similarly these two horizontal plane, इसका जो normal होगा वो plus y में होगा और इसका normal minus y में होगा. So this is positive plane and this is negative plane. Do you understand this? Do you understand this my friend? Do you understand this? This plane is a positive plane, this plane is a negative plane, this plane is a positive plane, this plane is a negative plane. Do you understand? Now what is the sign convention of tau my friend? If tau is acting on positive plane and it is going in positive direction, what is this direction my friend? Plus y, ये positive direction है, this is positive plane and this is positive direction, then this tau will be positive my friend. Okay, positive plane, positive direction, positive. Negative plane में negative direction means positive. मैथ्स में साइन का मल्टीप्लीकेशन याद है, मैथ्स में साइन का मल्टीप्लीकेशन प्लस इंटू प्लस इज प्लस, माइनस इंटू माइनस इज प्लस. So on positive plane, if tau is in positive direction, means positive. On negative plane, if tau is in negative direction, means positive. Okay, plus into plus plus, minus into minus plus. Okay, now consider this. On positive plane, tau is in negative direction. On negative plane, tau is in positive direction. So plus into minus or minus into plus, what will you get? Negative. So this is positive tau, this is negative tau. Okay, this is positive tau, this is negative tau. Okay, पूरा सोचने की जरूरत नहीं है. Just remember on this plane if tau is going up, positive. On this plane if tau is going down, negative. That's it. Forget about other planes. Just remember on one plane, on any one plane. तो इस plane को पकड़ लेते हैं. तो इस plane में if tau is going up, positive. If tau is going down, negative. That's it. That's it. Okay. So this is the sign convention of sigma. This is the sign convention of tau. Now sign convention of theta, my friend. And this is the most important thing. Sign convention of theta. क्योंकि सारे बच्चे इसी में गलती करते हैं. Sign of theta. Maximum students make mistake in theta. Okay. First of all, you need to understand one thing. Whenever we calculate theta, we calculate it from vertical plane. Okay, in every derivation we calculated theta from vertical plane. Okay, so this is your plane, my friend. This is your plane. This is your plane. It can also be a plane. Okay, so we are calculating theta from vertical plane. अब दो चीजें हो सकती हैं. For this plane, theta will be like this. What is this direction, my friend? What is this direction? This is anti-clockwise theta, right? And on this plane, theta is what? Anti-clockwise ki clockwise. This is clockwise theta. This is anti-clockwise theta. This is clockwise theta. So your plane can be like this. Your plane can be like this. If this is the case, then theta will be considered positive. And if this is the case, then theta will be considered negative. Okay. So this is the sign convention of sigma, tau and theta. My friends, this is the sign convention of sigma, tau and theta. Remember it. Note this down and remember them, because if your sign of sigma, tau or theta is wrong, then the entire solution will be wrong, my friend. Okay. So this is your sign convention of sigma, tau and theta. Most important is this one, because maximum students make mistake in the sign of theta, my friend. Okay. So let's make this use of sign convention and let's solve problems. अब एक प्रॉब्लम है जो आप लोगों को खुद को सॉल्व करना है. ओके, यू हैव टू सॉल्व दिस ऑन योर ओन and you have to tell me the answer in the live chat. Okay, you have to solve this problem on your own. You have to solve this problem, then only you will be able to know what part are you not getting. जब गलती करोगे तभी समझ में आएगा कि कहां फंस रहे हो. Okay, so it is very important to solve the problems on your own. Okay, so let me give you the problem and then I want answers from you people. Okay, I want answers from you people. Okay, so this is the problem, my friend. This is the problem. This is the problem. Note this down. Note this down. I want you to note this down. And then I want you to solve this problem on your own and tell me the answer. Note this down. Note this down. हाथ पे हाथ धर के बैठोगे तो कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. सॉल्व करना पड़ेगा. कैलकुलेट सिग्मा एंड टाउ ऑन दिस प्लेन. ये जो ब्लू वाला प्लेन है इस पे सिग्मा और टाउ कैलकुलेट करके बताओ जल्दी जल्दी. सिर्फ फॉर्मूले में वैल्यू रखनी है. कैलकुलेटर सबके हाथ में है. 2 मिनट का टाइम है. यू ओनली हैव 2 मिनट्स. सॉल्व दिस प्रॉब्लम एंड टेल मी द आंसर. सॉल्व दिस प्रॉब्लम एंड टेल मी द आंसर. Quickly, my friend, quickly solve this problem and tell me the answer quickly. I want quick solution. I want quick solution. I want quick solution, my friend. Quickly tell me the answer and remember the sign convention. Don't make any mistake in the sign convention. Otherwise, your entire solution will be wrong. साइन कन्वेंशन सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है. कब किसको पॉजिटिव ले किसको नेगेटिव ले, तो बहुत ध्यान से बनाओ. Solve this problem and those of you who have any doubt, सिर्फ वही लोग देखें यहां जिनको कोई भी डाउट है. ओके, इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट देन ओनली लुक एट दिस. What will be sigma x, my friend? What will be sigma x? This will be sigma x. Okay, those of you who can understand, who have understood, please solve. Those of you who have not understood, they only watch it. Okay, so what will be sigma x? It is what? Tensile, so it will be this. What will be sigma y? It is what? Compressive, so it will be this. And what will be tau xy, my friend? What will be tau xy? Positive plane, positive direction, positive. Now what will be theta, my friend? Very important thing. What will be theta, my friend? What will be theta? What is theta? Theta value is, first of all, you need to calculate theta from vertical, my friend. Okay, so this theta is given from horizontal. You have to consider it from vertical, and this is what? Clockwise. Clockwise theta is negative theta. So this will be minus 30 degree. Minus 30 degree. So these are the values, my friend. Now put them and solve it. Put it and solve it. Put it and solve and tell me the answer. Tell me the answer, my friend. Tell me the answer. फॉर्मूले में बस वैल्यू पुट करनी है और आंसर निकालना है. टेल मी व्हाट विल बी द वैल्यू. व्हाट इज द इक्वेशन ऑफ सिग्मा, माय फ्रेंड? व्हाट इज द इक्वेशन ऑफ सिग्मा? सिग्मा x प्लस सिग्मा y by 2 प्लस सिग्मा x माइनस सिग्मा y by 2 cos 2 theta plus tau xy sin 2 theta. This is the equation, my friend. Put the values in the equation. What you will get? Sigma x plus sigma y by 2 means 120 minus 45 by 2. Sigma y is negative. Okay, plus sigma x minus sigma y by 2. तो ये हो जाएगा माइनस माइनस प्लस cos of minus 60 degree plus 30 sin of minus 60 degree. So what you are getting, my friend? Sigma. Tell me what will be the answer of sigma. Tell me what will be the answer of sigma. Sigma is 52.77 megapascal. 52.77 megapascal. Are you getting this answer? Are you getting this, my friend? 52.77. Very good, my friend. Very good. Very good, my friend. Very good. Excellent. Now what will be the value of tau? What was the equation of tau, my friend? Equation of tau was this: minus of sigma x minus sigma y by 2 sin 2 theta plus tau xy cos 2 theta, right? Put the values. It will be minus of 120 minus minus हो जाएगा plus 45 by 2 sin minus 60 plus 30 cos minus 60. So what will be the value of tau, my friend? What will be the value of tau? Tell me. It will be 86.45. 86.45 megapascal. Are you getting this? Are you getting this? Very good, my friend. If you are getting this, very good, very good, excellent, my friend. If you are making any mistake, don't worry. Just look at this solution and understand where you are making the mistake. अगर गलती हो रही है कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, बस ये समझो कि गलती कहां हो रही है. Making the mistake is not the problem. Repeating the mistake is problem. Okay, so don't repeat your mistake. Don't repeat your mistake. Just look at the solution and see where you are making the mistake. कहीं पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव में गलती कर रहे हो, कहां गलती कर रहे हो. Okay, so this was the first problem. Now the second problem, my friend. Second problem, note it down. Second problem. Quick solution. I need quick solution from you guys. I am expecting quick answers. Okay, because these are just formula based problems. In GATE also you will see problems like this, formula based. Okay, so I need quick solution. I need quick solution, my friend. Okay, all right. Now write down this second question, my friend. Write down this second question. a circular bar of diameter 40 mm, a circular bar of diameter 40 mm is subjected to, a circular bar of diameter 40 mm is subjected to axial load of 200 kilonewton. A circular bar of diameter 40 mm is subjected to axial load of 200 kilonewton. Find sigma and tau on the inclined plane. ओके आपको डायग्राम दिया हुआ है, यू हैव द डायग्राम, you just need to calculate sigma and tau on the inclined plane. So this is the circular bar, cross section is circular, it is subjected to axial load like this 200 kilonewton, okay, and you have this inclined plane, okay, angle of inclination is given 50 degree and you need to calculate sigma and tau on this plane. Tell me what will be sigma and tau. Tell me what will be sigma and tau on this plane. Very important question. In fact, you will see a question like this, same question like this in engineering services and GATE also. Same ऐसा ही problem आ चुका है engineering services में भी, GATE में भी. Solve this problem. Tell me the answer. Solve this problem and tell me the answer. Tell me the answer, my friend. Solve this problem and tell me the answer. What will be the answer, my friend? What will be the answer? First of all, you have the value of force. You need stress. Okay. What stress will be developed here, my friend? Sigma x, sigma y, tau xy. कौन सा stress develop होगा? There will be only one stress. What will be that? Sigma x, right? There will be only sigma x. What will be the value of sigma x, my friend? This is axial load. What is axial stress? Force upon area. 200 kilonewton divided by what will be the area? Pi by 4 into 40 square. So what will be the value, my friend? Sigma x. What will be the value of sigma x, my friend? It will be 159.15 megapascal. This is what? Sigma x, my friend. Okay. Sigma y is 0. There is no sigma y and there is no tau xy. Okay. So sigma y is 0, tau xy 0. You only have sigma x. Now what will be sigma, my friend? At any angle theta. What will be sigma, my friend? Sigma y is 0, tau xy 0. Put that value 0. Okay. What will you get, my friend? Sigma x by 2 cos 2 theta plus sigma x by 2 sin 2 theta. Are you getting this? Are you getting this? Are you getting this value, my friend? Are you getting this? Sigma x plus sigma y by 2. Sorry, this will be sigma x plus sigma x by 2 plus sigma x by 2 cos 2 theta. Sorry, my friend. Okay, sorry. So sigma y and tau xy is 0. You will get this sigma x by 2 plus sigma x by 2 cos 2 theta. Okay. So what is the value of theta here? What is the value of theta here? What is the value of theta, my friend? Theta has to be calculated from vertical. So from vertical, it is anti-clockwise. So theta here will be 40 degree. So put the value here, sigma x by 2 plus sigma x by 2 cos 2 theta. Tell me what will be the answer, my friend. Tell me what will be the answer. Sigma x by 2 plus sigma x by 2 cos 2 theta. Tell me what will be the answer. Theta 40 degree. So this will be how much? 140.53 megapascal. How much you are getting sigma? 140.53 megapascal. This is sigma on the inclined plane, my friend. Okay. What will be tau, my friend? What will be the equation of tau? Sigma y is 0, tau xy 0. So what will be the equation of tau? Minus sigma x by 2 sin 2 theta. Minus sigma x by 2 sin 2 theta. Put the value here. What you will get? Minus sigma x by 2 sin 2 theta. You will get minus of 51.15 megapascal. Are you getting this, my friend? Very good if you are getting this. If you are getting this, very good, my friend, very good. Minus 51.15 megapascal. Okay. So these are the values of sigma and tau, my friend. Very good question. Now, These are the types of problems that you can expect from this topic, stresses on inclined plane. So this is the formula. You only have to remember the formula and you can calculate stresses on oblique plane in any question, my friend. If you remember the formula and if you know the sign convention, okay, these two are important things. Remembering the formula and using proper sign convention, okay, when this will be positive, when this will be negative. These are also important things. If you don't do that, then your answer will be wrong. If you don't use proper sign convention, your answer will be wrong. Okay. Now my friend, we have seen the analytical method of calculating sigma and tau. Okay. Formula derive करके मैंने दे दिया, but that was just an analytical method. Graphical method भी देख लेते हैं. Although you don't need graphical method to solve problems. Numerical solve करने के लिए graphical method का जरूरत नहीं है, but for theory questions and in some cases, in some rare cases, graphical method is very useful. Okay, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि फॉर्मूला याद कर लिया तो ग्राफिकल मेथड की जरूरत नहीं है. वी नीड ग्राफिकल मेथड ऑल्सो. ओके, वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड ग्राफिकल मेथड ऑल्सो इन ऑर्डर टू सॉल्व सम कंसेप्चुअल क्वेश्चंस. थोड़े कंसेप्चुअल टाइप के क्वेश्चन है जो मोर सर्कल से आसानी से बन जाते हैं. ओके, सो वी विल नाउ सी द ग्राफिकल मेथड विच इज नोन एज व्हाट, मोर्स सर्कल. अब सबसे पहले तो मैं आपको यह बता दूं कि मोर सर्कल आया कहां से, इसके पीछे की कहानी क्या है. ओके, वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड द स्टोरी बिहाइंड मोर सर्कल, फ्रॉम विच इक्वेशन मोर सर्कल इज डिराइव्ड. ओके, व्हाट इज द लॉजिक बिहाइंड मोर सर्कल? फर्स्ट वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट, देन वी विल लर्न हाउ टू ड्रॉ मोर सर्कल एंड देन वी विल लर्न हाउ टू यूज मोर सर्कल. ओके, तीन चीजें जाननी है. मोर सर्कल कहां से आया, मोर सर्कल कैसे बनता है और मोर सर्कल को यूज कैसे करना है. ओके, सो वी नीड टू लर्न दीज थ्री थिंग्स. ओके, सो सबसे पहले फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लेट्स लर्न व्हाट इज द आइडिया बिहाइंड मोर सर्कल. ओके, व्हाट इज द स्टोरी बिहाइंड मोर सर्कल. ओके, सो व्हाट इज द इक्वेशन ऑफ सिग्मा माय फ्रेंड on any inclined plane? What is the equation of sigma? This is the equation of sigma, right? Sigma equals to minus of sigma equals to sigma x plus sigma y by 2 cos 2 theta plus tau xy sin 2 theta, right? इस इक्वेशन को मैं ऐसा लिख सकता हूं, I can write it like this. I took this value on the left side. Okay, so I can write it like this. And what is the second equation, my friend? Tau equals to minus of sigma x minus sigma y by 2 sin 2 theta plus tau xy. So sorry my friend, एक चीज में खा गया हूं. This is the equation, this must be the equation. Sigma x plus sigma y by 2, this will be equal to sigma x minus sigma y by 2 cos 2 theta plus tau xy sin 2 theta. This will be the equation of sigma. And what will be the equation of tau, my friend? This is minus of sigma x minus sigma y by 2 sin 2 theta plus tau xy cos 2 theta. So sorry for that, sometimes I make this type of mistakes. Okay, क्योंकि बोर्ड पे लिखना होता है, so I can't see the entire thing clearly. Okay, now let's look at this equation. This is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2, right? अब हमको करना क्या है? Add the square of equation 1 in the square of equation 2. Okay, squaring equation 1 and equation 2 and adding them. Equation 1 square plus equation 2 square and then add them. What will you get, my friend? What will be this value, my friend? This will become like this: sigma minus sigma x plus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau square, right? This will become sigma minus sigma x plus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau square, right? Now look at this, my friend, look at this. This is what? Let's say this is A. Okay, let's say this is A. Let's say this is B. This is A, this is B. Okay, so what is this? A cos 2 theta plus B sin 2 theta, and this is minus A sin 2 theta plus B cos 2 theta, If you square and add them, what you will get? A square plus B square plus 2AB, A square plus B square minus 2AB. So plus 2AB and minus 2AB will be cancelled. Plus 2AB minus 2AB, that term will be cancelled. Now, this square plus this square plus this square, what you will get, my friend? You will get something like this: sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square sin square 2 theta plus cos square 2 theta, right? Sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square sin square 2 theta plus cos square 2 theta, right? What is sin square theta plus cos square theta? 1, my friend, right? 1. And here also you will get the same thing, tau xy square sin square 2 theta plus cos square 2 theta, again 1. So this will become plus tau xy whole square. Look at this equation, my friend. Look at this equation. Look at this equation. What I have done, I have squared equation 1 and 2 and I have added them. Okay, so I am getting this equation. Now, my friend, look at this equation. Okay, forget about these two equations now. Look at this equation. This is the equation of what? This is the equation of what? It is the equation of a circle. याद करो स्कूल के वो दिन, सर्कल की ये इक्वेशन. व्हाट इज द इक्वेशन ऑफ सर्कल, माय फ्रेंड? x माइनस a होल स्क्वायर प्लस y माइनस b होल स्क्वायर इक्वल्स टू r स्क्वायर. डू यू रिमेंबर दिस? डू यू रिमेंबर दिस? डू यू रिमेंबर योर स्कूल डेज? डू यू रिमेंबर योर स्कूल डेज, माय फ्रेंड? दिस इज द इक्वेशन ऑफ सर्कल. What is the center of this circle, my friend? What is the center of this circle? Center of this circle is AB, right? Center of this circle is AB. What is A, my friend? This is your x, sigma is your x, tau is your y. So what is A, my friend? This is A, this is A. So what is A, my friend? Sigma x plus sigma y by 2. And what is B, my friend? What is B? 0. Compare this, compare this. Y is your tau. So what is B? 0. So this is your center, my friend. What is your radius, my friend? What is your radius? What is your radius? R. What is your radius? R. Your radius R is this much, my friend, equal to root over sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau xy square. This is your radius, my friend. This is your radius, R square. This is your R square. This is your R square. So R will be this much. So this is the equation of a circle. This is the equation of a circle. What is your x? Sigma. What is your y? Tau. This is your center. This is your radius. So this is what? This is known as Morse circle, my friend. This is known as Morse circle. This is known as Morse circle. So what is Morse circle, my friend? It is a circle drawn between sigma axis and tau axis. Okay, what is your horizontal axis? Sigma. What is your vertical axis? Tau. What is the center of this Morse circle, my friend? What is the center of this Morse circle? Center of this Morse circle is this: sigma x plus sigma y by 2 and 0. Look at this, my friend. The center will lie on sigma axis. It is a very important point. Note this down. Note this down. It is a very important point. Morse circle cannot be like this. Morse circle cannot be like this. Okay, Morse circle cannot be like this. The center will always be on sigma axis. Why? Because this is the equation of center. These are the coordinates of center: sigma x plus sigma y by 2 and 0. Okay, and what is the radius, my friend? This is the radius. This is the radius. Okay, so you can draw a circle of this center and this radius. This is your Morse circle, my friend. This is your Morse circle. Okay, what is this radius, my friend? This is sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau xy square root over. So do you understand what is Morse circle? Do you understand from where Morse circle began? From where? What is the idea behind Morse circle? What is the story behind Morse circle? Whatever equation we got, Morse circle is derived from that equation only. Okay, जो इक्वेशन एनालिटिकल मेथड से हमने निकाली है, वहीं से Morse circle की उत्पत्ति हुई है, वहीं से पैदा हुआ है ये. Now, I have told you what is the origin of Morse circle, but we have to understand the meaning behind this circle. What is this circle? ये सर्कल क्या रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है, व्हाट इज दिस रिप्रेजेंटिंग, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस सर्कल, दैट वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. ओके, हमने मैथमेटिकली तो देख लिया मोर सर्कल कहां से आया, मोर सर्कल क्या है, दिस वाज जस्ट मैथमेटिकल एक्सप्लेनेशन, राइट. But what is the meaning? What is the physical meaning of this circle? What is this showing? What is this showing? That we have to understand. And for that, consider this element. Consider this element. Okay, consider this element. Consider this element which is subjected to sigma x. It is subjected to sigma y, and it is also subjected to tau xy. Okay, consider this element. Okay, consider this element. Now let's draw the Mohr circle for this element. Let's draw the Mohr circle for this element. Now here my friend, you have to understand one thing. Sigma axis is your x axis and y axis is your tau axis. Okay, plus sigma will be here, minus sigma will be here. But for y axis, for tau axis, plus tau you should take here and minus tau here. Now if you are wondering why I am doing this, let me explain the logic. See, we have analytical method to calculate tau and we have Mohr circle method to calculate tau. Okay, if you consider plus tau here and minus tau here, then what will happen? From formula, if you are getting tau equals to plus 100, then from Mohr circle you will get tau equals to minus 100. No problem, because I told you in any problem you only need the magnitude of tau. Okay, sign of tau we don't care about it. Okay, so even if you are getting plus tau or plus 100 or minus 100 doesn't matter. Okay, but problem ये है कि बच्चे फिर confuse हो जाते हैं. Then you will raise question why we are getting plus 100 here and minus 100 here. Okay, you will get confused. So to avoid that confusion, what I do is I take minus tau here and plus tau here. So if you do this, then what will happen? You will get plus 100 from formula and you will also get plus 100 from Mohr circle. Okay, so do you understand the logic behind this, why I am doing this? It is just to get the same sign of tau from formula and from Mohr circle. There will be no problem in sigma, but in tau sign will be changed if you consider plus tau here and minus tau here. Okay, so to avoid that I am doing this. Okay, all right. Now draw the Mohr circle. You will get a circle like this, right? You will get a circle like this. This will be the center. Okay, this will be the center. What will be the center? Sigma x plus sigma y by 2 and 0, right? Now my friend, what is this circle representing? All these points on the circumference of Mohr circle. All these points on the circumference of Mohr circle are different planes, my friend, different planes. Okay, for example, let's consider this point. Let's say this is point A. So this point A is nothing but a plane A. Let's consider this point, my friend. Okay, let's say this is point B. So this point B is nothing but a plane B. So what is this point? What are these points, my friend? On the circumference of Mohr circle, different points are representing different planes, my friend. Note this down, my friend. Note this down. I am telling you the meaning of Mohr circle. Okay, so what is this Mohr circle? Different points on the circumference of Mohr circle are different planes, my friend. Okay, how many points will be there? Infinite points, and here there will be infinite planes. So different points on Mohr circle are representing different planes, my friend. Do you understand this? Now my friend, a very important thing to remember, any angle theta on this body, let's say A and B are making angle theta, then here the angle will become 2 theta. Why this angle is becoming 2 theta? Remember the equation. In the equation, every angle is 2 theta. Sine 2 theta, cos 2 theta. Every angle is 2 theta. And from the equation, we derived Mohr circle. So that's why any angle theta will become 2 theta on Mohr circle. Okay, any angle theta will become 2 theta on Mohr circle. Okay, so different points on the Mohr circle are representing different planes, my friend. Do you understand this? Now, my friend, if you want to calculate stress on any oblique plane, let's say you want to calculate stress on this plane. Let's say you want to calculate stress on this plane. Okay, let's say you want to calculate stress on this plane. This plane is at an angle theta. Okay, you want to calculate stress on this plane. So what you need to do, very easy, my friend. You just need to find this plane. Let's say this is plane P. Okay, let's say this is plane P. So you just need to find this plane P on the circumference of Mohr circle. This plane P will be like a point somewhere here. Let's say this is the point P. Okay, this is the plane P, this is the point P. So if you find this point P, what will be the stress on this plane, my friend? What will be the sigma? It will be the x coordinate, my friend. It will be the x coordinate. And what will be the tau of this plane, my friend? What will be the tau acting on this plane? It will be the y coordinate, my friend. It will be the y coordinate. So what you need to do, my friend, in order to calculate sigma and tau on this plane, just find this plane on circumference. It will be like a point. Once you find that point, then you have to just measure the x coordinate and the y coordinate. X coordinate will be sigma, which will be the normal stress on this plane. Y coordinate will be the tau, which will be the shear stress on this plane. Okay, so the x coordinate of this point will be normal stress and y coordinate of this point will be the shear stress on this plane. Very easily you can calculate sigma and tau. What you have to do for any plane, if you want to calculate sigma and tau, draw the Mohr circle and find that plane on the circumference of Mohr circle. Find that plane on the circumference of Mohr circle. So do you understand what is the meaning of this Mohr circle and how we can calculate stresses on inclined plane? Very good. Now the most important thing, how to draw Mohr circle, right? The most important thing is how to draw Mohr circle. If you know how to draw Mohr circle, then you can easily solve a lot of questions, my friend. Okay, Mohr circle will not be used to solve numericals. Okay, for numericals we rarely use Mohr circle. For numericals you have direct formula, so no problem there. But in some conceptual questions you need Mohr circle. Okay, in some conceptual question, theory question, you need Mohr circle. Okay, so let's understand how to draw Mohr circle. Okay, let's understand how to draw Mohr circle. Okay, we will learn how to draw Mohr circle, my friend. Okay, most of the students are confused in drawing Mohr circle. I will tell you very simple procedure to draw Mohr circle, my friend. Okay, I will tell you very simple process to draw Mohr circle. Okay, so let's say we have this problem. Okay, I will consider a very simple problem for now. Okay, I will consider a very simple problem and then slowly we will increase the difficulty level. Okay, so this is sigma x. Okay, this is sigma x. We have to draw Mohr circle. Okay, so let's draw the graph, my friend. This is plus sigma and this is plus tau. Okay, my friend. All right, now my friend, first of all let me tell you there are two methods to draw Mohr circle. Not two methods, two approaches. Okay, there are two approach to draw Mohr circle here. Okay, there are two approaches to draw Mohr circle. The first approach is, you know the center. What is the center of Mohr circle, my friend? Center of Mohr circle is sigma x plus sigma y by 2 and 0. What is sigma y here? What is sigma y here? 0. So what will be the center coordinate, my friend? Center will be at sigma x by 2 and 0. And then you know the formula of radius also. What is the formula of radius, my friend? Root over sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau xy square, right? Sigma y and tau xy both are 0 in this case. So it will be this. Radius will become sigma x by 2. If you put sigma y 0, tau xy 0, you will get this. Okay. So you know the center and you know the radius. So you can draw the circle easily, my friend. Very easily you can draw the circle. What will be the center, my friend? Let's say sigma x is here. Let's say sigma x is here. So this will be sigma x by 2 and 0, right? This is the center. And what is the radius? Sigma x by 2. This is the radius, sigma x by 2. So this will be the Mohr circle. This will be the Mohr circle, right? This will be the Mohr circle, right? Very easily you can draw. You know the center and you know the radius. You have to remember these two things. The coordinate of center. What is coordinate of center? Sigma x plus sigma y by 2 and 0. Okay, y coordinate will always be 0. And what is the equation of radius, my friend? Root over sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau xy square. Okay, so from there you can directly draw Mohr circle. Okay, very easy. Now there is one more approach which is my personal favorite. Okay, this second approach is my personal favorite. Okay, because I have drawn Mohr circles using this method. I always draw Mohr circle using this approach. Okay, and this is my personal favorite. Okay, you can use whatever you like. Okay, it is not necessary that if I find this method easy, then you will also find it easy. Okay, it is up to you. I will tell you every method. It is up to you which method you will use. Okay, so what is this second approach, my friend? Let me explain. You have to first find the coordinate of vertical plane and horizontal plane. This is what? Vertical plane. This is what? Horizontal planes. Okay, this is vertical plane. This is horizontal plane. So what is the coordinates of vertical plane? What is x coordinate? Sigma x. What is y coordinate? 0. What are the coordinates of horizontal plane, my friend? What is x coordinate? 0. There is no normal stress. Y coordinate is also 0. So these are the coordinates of vertical plane and horizontal plane. Now draw vertical plane and horizontal plane here. So plane becomes point, right? Plane becomes point. On Mohr circle, plane becomes point. So you will get vertical point here, sigma x and 0, and horizontal point will be here, origin 0, 0, right? So what you have to do? Find the vertical point and horizontal point here. Now draw a line joining vertical plane and horizontal plane. What is this, my friend? This line is the diameter of Mohr circle. Okay, you have to find the vertical and horizontal point on this graph and draw a line joining vertical and horizontal point. You will get the diameter of Mohr circle. Once you get the diameter of Mohr circle, then you can easily draw the Mohr circle. Easily you can draw the Mohr circle. This will be the Mohr circle, my friend. This will be the Mohr circle. So do you understand? Do you understand, my friend? This is my personal favorite method. Okay, this is my favorite method. Find the vertical plane and horizontal plane, join them, you will get the diameter. Once you get diameter, you can draw the Mohr circle. Okay, now I will explain the logic behind it also. I will explain the logic behind it also. Okay, I told you that any points, let's say there are 2 points A and B. Okay, if the angle is theta between A and B, it becomes 2 theta here, right? I told you that if there are 2 points at an angle theta, they become 2 theta. Now my friend, what is the angle between horizontal and vertical plane? 90, right? What is the angle between horizontal and vertical plane? 90. So here what they become? 180. Here they will become 180. So if this will become 180 degree, then what will you get? You will get the diameter, my friend. If this becomes 180, you will get the diameter. So do you understand the logic behind this method? Do you understand the logic behind this method, my friend? Why we are getting diameter of Mohr circle from V and H? Because V and H are at 90 degree here. So on Mohr circle they will be at 180 degree. This angle is how much? 180 degree, my friend. So do you understand? Very good, my friend. Now, my friend, there are a lot of advantages of drawing Mohr circle. What is the advantage of drawing Mohr circle, my friend? You get the entire picture only from Mohr circle. You get the entire picture on which plane what stress is acting, where sigma is maximum, where tau is maximum, what is the plane of sigma max, what is the plane of tau max. You will get the entire picture फ्रॉम दिस वन मोर सर्कल माय फ्रेंड। देखिए एक मोर सर्कल से पूरी कहानी आपको समझ में आ जाएगी, कहां सिग्मा मैक्सिमम है, कहां टाउ मैक्सिमम है, कौन से प्लेन में सिग्मा मैक्सिमम है, कौन से प्लेन में टाउ मैक्सिमम है। ये सारी कहानी सिर्फ एक पिक्चर, एक इमेज से क्लियर हो जाएगी। मोर सर्कल, ओके। सो मोर सर्कल will give you the entire picture of the stresses, okay. For example, if I ask you where sigma is maximum, where sigma is maximum my friend, where sigma is maximum, what is the maximum value of sigma? Here sigma is minimum 0 and here sigma is maximum. What is the maximum value of sigma? Sigma x, right? Where tau is maximum my friend, where tau is maximum? Tau is 0 here and maximum here and here, right? Tau is maximum here. What will be the maximum value? This downward tau is positive, so this value will be how much? This is the radius, means sigma x by 2, and this will also be tau max, but this will be negative, minus sigma x by 2, okay. So tau is maximum at plus sigma x by 2 and minus sigma x by 2. You can also find the angle of this plane from vertical. We measure all angles from vertical. This is your vertical plane. So from vertical plane, what is this angle my friend? 90. So actual angle will be 45, right? So tau is maximum at 45 degree and 135 degree. 45 and 135 degree. One of these angle will be 45 and one angle will be 135, okay. So we can easily find what is the value of sigma max, where is sigma max, what is the value of tau max, where is tau max, okay. All you need to do is draw the Mohr circle, okay. Now my friend, I have told you how to draw Mohr circle for this case, right? So you can draw the Mohr circle for any case, right? You can draw the Mohr circle for any case. I want you to practice drawing Mohr circle for different cases. I want you to practice drawing Mohr circle for different cases, my friend, okay. Try to draw Mohr circle for different cases, okay. Now let's consider this case. Let's consider this case. Let's say we have sigma x, we have sigma y, and we have tau xy. All the stresses are acting, okay. We have sigma x, we have sigma y, we have tau xy. All stresses are acting, okay. Draw the Mohr circle for this case, my friend. Draw the Mohr circle for this case. You will get this. Okay. If you draw the Mohr circle for this case, you will get this. This will be sigma. This will be tau. This will be plus tau. This will be minus tau. Okay. Plus sigma, minus sigma. Okay. What you will get, my friend? What will be the vertical plane, my friend? What will be the vertical plane? What will be the coordinate of vertical plane? Sigma x. Let's consider sigma x is greater than sigma y. Okay. Let's assume sigma x is greater than sigma y. So what will be the coordinate of sigma vertical plane, my friend? Sigma x and tau xy, right? Coordinate of vertical plane will be sigma x and tau xy. Now my friend, if vertical plane coordinate is plus tau xy, then for horizontal plane you will take minus tau xy. Okay, this you have to remember. If on vertical plane your tau is positive, then on horizontal plane you will take tau negative for Mohr circle. Okay. So for horizontal plane, what will be the coordinates, my friend? Sigma y and minus tau xy, right? Join this, you will get this, right? You will get this. This will be your Mohr circle, right? This will be your Mohr circle. This will be your Mohr circle. Okay. This is the horizontal plane. Okay. Sigma y and minus tau xy, and this is the vertical plane, and this is your Mohr circle. Do you understand it? Do you understand it? Very good, my friend. Very good. Okay. Now, my friend, using this Mohr circle, I need you to understand some concepts. Okay. There are some concepts that I need you to understand using this Mohr circle. Okay. Okay. Now, the first concept that I want you to understand is principal plane, which is a very important concept, my friend. Principal plane. Okay, I want you to note all these things down. Okay, I want you to note all these things down. Principal plane. Okay, I want you to note all these things down. Principal plane. Okay, so what is principal plane, my friend? What is principal plane? Look at this circle, my friend. Look at this circle. At every point, my friend, on this circle, you are getting some value of tau, right? On this circle, at every point, you are getting some value of sigma and some value of tau. But there are 2 points where tau is 0. There are 2 points on this circle where tau is 0. Where tau is 0, my friend? Here and here. On the circumference of circle, okay? Don't look at the center. On the circumference, there are 2 points where tau is 0. This is 1 point, this is 2 point. These are the points where tau will always be 0, and these are the planes known as principal plane. These points are what? These are actually planes, right? Point on Mohr circle is actually a plane. So these points are actually planes where tau is 0, and these planes where tau is 0 is known as principal planes. So what is principal plane, my friend? Planes at which tau is equal to 0. Principal planes are the planes at which tau will be 0. You will only get normal stress on this plane. On this plane, tau will always be 0, my friend. Okay. So what is the definition of principal plane? Principal planes are planes at which tau is equal to 0, my friend. Okay. And how many principal plane do we have, my friend? Actually, there are 3 principal plane. Actually, there are 3 principal plane. You can see only 2 principal plane here. Why? Because you are drawing Mohr circle for this state of stress. We are considering vertical plane and horizontal plane. We are considering only these stresses. Okay, we are considering that all the stresses on xy plane are 0, right? We are considering that it is a biaxial state of stress. All the stresses on this third plane are actually 0. So if the stresses on this plane, all the stresses on this plane are 0, then tau on this plane is also 0, and if tau on this plane is 0, then this plane is also a principal plane. Okay, so principal plane are actually, how many principal planes are there? 3 principal plane. 2 you can see here, and the third one is which one? XY plane, where all the stresses are 0. Okay, on this XY plane all the stresses are 0. Okay, all right, my friend. All right, now my friend, we need to find what is the angle of this first plane and the second plane. Okay, let's say this is the first principal plane. Let's say this is the first principal plane. Okay, so we need to find what is the angle of this first principal plane from vertical. This is theta p1. We need to find this theta p1. Okay, we need to find this theta p1. If this is theta p1, what will be this angle, my friend? This will become 2 theta p1. Okay, so we need to find at which angle will you get the principal plane. Okay, we know this is the vertical plane. Okay, but at which angle we will get the principal plane? Okay, we need this angle. So how we can calculate this angle, my friend? We can calculate this angle analytically, or we can calculate this angle from this Mohr circle also. Okay, so I will find theta p1 analytically. If you want, you can find it from Mohr circle. I will find it analytically very easily, my friend. Okay, what is the logic behind principal plane? At principal plane, tau should be 0, right? So at principal plane 1, tau should be 0, right? What is the equation of tau, my friend? What is the equation of tau? Minus of sigma x minus sigma y by 2 sine 2 theta p1, right? For principal plane 1, what is the angle? Theta p1. So this will become sine 2 theta p1 plus tau xy cos 2 theta p1, right? And this will be equal to 0, right? This tau should be equal to 0 on principal plane number 1, right? So from here, what you will get, my friend? You will get this tan 2 theta p1. Tan 2 theta p1 will be equal to 2 tau xy divided by sigma x minus sigma y. You will get this tan 2 theta p1 divided by is equal to 2 tau xy divided by sigma x minus sigma y. So what will be theta p1, my friend? It will be this half of tan inverse of 2 tau xy divided by sigma x minus sigma y. This is the angle of first principal plane. Do you understand this, my friend? Do you understand this? How easily I found the angle of first principal plane? What you have to do, just put tau equals to 0. You know that on principal plane 1, tau should be equal to 0. Now you have to memorize this formula, okay? You cannot derive this always. You have to memorize this formula, okay? The formula of theta P1. Now, we also need the angle of theta P2. Now, understand this, my friend. What is the angle between principal plane 1 and principal plane 2? What is this angle, my friend? 180 degree. And if there is angle of 180 degree on Mohr circle, here what will be the angle, my friend? Half of this means 90 degree, my friend. So this means that principal planes are always mutually perpendicular. Note this down, my friend. A very important point. A very important point. Note this down. Principal planes are always mutually perpendicular. This is principal plane number 1. This is principal plane number 2. What is the angle between the two? It is 180 degree here. So here it will be 90 degree. So principal planes are always mutually perpendicular. Now we have found theta P1. We have found theta P1. What is theta P1? Half of tan inverse of 2 tau xy by sigma x minus sigma y. This is theta P1. So what will be theta P2, my friend? What will be theta P2? What will be theta P2, my friend? What will be the value of theta P2? Theta P2 will be equal to theta P1 plus 90 degree, because the angle between 1 and 2 is 90. So if you have theta P1, you have to just add 90 degree and you will get theta P2, my friend. Okay, so you don't have to derive the equation of theta P2 separately. You just remember theta P1 and whatever you will get, add 90 degree. Suppose theta P1 is 30 degree. So what will be theta P2? 120 degree. Suppose theta P1 is minus 40 degree. What will be theta P2 will, my friend? Minus 40 plus 90, 50 degree. Positive angle means it is in clockwise direction. Negative angle means it is in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, here also we have same sign convention. If you are getting positive means anti-clockwise and negative means clockwise direction. Okay, positive angle anti-clockwise, negative angle clockwise. Okay, all right, my friend. So do you understand what is principal plane? Principal plane means the planes where tau is 0. How many principal plane do we have? Minimum on every body at any point. Minimum there will be 3 principal plane. But the third plane we already know. What is the third plane? XY plane. On this plane tau is always 0. All the stresses are 0. Okay. But these 2 planes we have to locate. And how we can locate? We just saw the formula. Okay. Now the next concept that I want you to understand is principal stress. Okay, I want you to understand the concept behind principal stresses. This is very important concept, my friend. Okay, this is a very important concept. I want you to understand what is principal stress. Okay, now my friend, you have tau equals to 0 on principal plane 1 and principal plane 2. You have tau equals to 0, right? But there will be some value of sigma, right? You have tau equals to 0, but there will be some value of sigma. There will be sigma 1 on principal plane number 1 and there will be sigma 2 on principal plane number 2. So the value of sigma on plane 1 and 2 is known as principal stress. So what are principal stresses, my friend? Principal stresses are normal stresses. Principal stresses are normal stresses on principal planes, my friend. Principal stresses are normal stresses on principal planes. Okay. Now, my friend, there are how many principal planes? 3 principal planes. The third principal stress is always 0 because on this plane all the stresses are 0. Tau is also 0, sigma is also 0. So third principal stress is always 0. In which case? Biaxial stress. Okay. But there will be principal stress on this plane. There will be principal stress on this plane. Sorry, my friend, there is no power. There is a power cut. There is a power cut. So I have to stop it here. So tomorrow's class, I will explain you the concept of principal stress. Okay. Whatever is left in today's class, I will continue tomorrow. Okay. In tomorrow's class, in tomorrow's lecture, in next lecture, I will continue it from principal stress. Okay. So till now, whatever you have saw, till now, whatever you have seen, practice that. Okay, try to draw more circle. Tomorrow we will start from principal stress. Okay, this is a very important concept. There are some amazing equations of principal stresses. We will solve a lot of questions from GATE, previous year question. Okay, but we will do it tomorrow because there is a power cut, so you can't see anything. Okay, so I will come tomorrow and we will start the lecture from principal stress. Okay, all right, my friend. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to share this video. Okay, don't forget to share this video with all your friends. Okay, put it in your Facebook, send it in all your Facebook groups, WhatsApp groups. Okay, so don't forget to share my videos. Remember, sharing is caring, my friend. Okay, please don't forget to share these videos with all your friends. And those of you who want to learn more from me, you can take Unacademy Plus subscription. Okay, you can take Unacademy Plus subscription using my referral code. My referral code is approved10. It is given in the description of the video. And if you want to know more about Unacademy Plus subscription, what is Unacademy Plus, what are the advantages of Unacademy Plus, what is the difference between Unacademy Plus and YouTube, you can correct me on Facebook or Instagram, and I will tell you whatever you have doubts on Unacademy Plus. Okay, all right, thank you very much. Don't forget to share this video with all your friends. Okay.